How many amazing stories are happening around us. Luna, a girl from the United States, was born with a giant nevus on her face, the Batman spot. Her mom, Carol, told her the story of the baby girl's birth and treatment. Hi, I'm Carol Fenner. I couldn't get pregnant for a long time. My doctor found a tumor in my liver and prescribed me treatment in the form of pills. Plus, I had type 1 diabetes. When I told him I was going to get pregnant, the doctor exclaimed, "Forget it, you can't do it, your chances are almost nil." I stopped taking the pill, and 6 months after that, I got pregnant. So Luna was really a miracle for me. Pregnancy turned out to be very difficult with a lot of bleeding. At 37 weeks, I went to the doctor for a routine checkup, and when he checked my blood sugar, he said, "Run to the hospital right away. They have to induce labor. Too high sugar could kill the baby." I rushed to the hospital with my mother. She helped me and supported me. The doctors induced labor immediately, and Luna was born 49 hours later. While I was in labor screaming in pain, it really was a nightmare. It was really hard. God, I wanted a C-section. In the US, they only do a C-section if there is a threat to the life of the mother or the baby. So it was a unnatural labor lasting 49 hours. What's on her face? When she was born, everyone in the room was in shock. I asked everyone, "What is that on her face, dirt?" I thought it was mud from childbirth or blood or something. He said, "A birthmark, but I don't know for sure." So they took her away from me to see what it was. I only have one picture after the birth. I'm holding Luna and I have a frightened face. Of course, you can't say that, but I'll be honest. I wanted to renounce that child. A few minutes later, a woman came in, looked at me and said, "Mother, you have to prepare yourself for the fact that it's cancer." Can you imagine? I went to my room and cried. No one could figure out what it was on Luna's face for a long time. We were in the hospital with her for almost 7 days because my diabetes needed to be kept under control and Luna had a problem and no one knew what it was. Every time I asked the doctor what was on her face, he would say, "We don't know yet, you'll get tested." On the 5th day, they did an MRI of her face, neck and head and said, "Carol, it's not cancer. The dermatologist will come talk to you." The dermatologist came in and said, "It's a congenital melanocytic nevus." We started Googling what the disease was. How we looked for a doctor and found one in Krasnodar, Russia. After we were discharged from the hospital, we talked to a lot of doctors. We didn't know if we wanted to have the nevus removed or not. We went all over the United States, Florida, Boston, New York, and every doctor told us different things about Luna. Some said, "Oh, it's dangerous, leads to melanoma, cancer." Others said, "No, it's not dangerous, you just need cosmetic surgery, you need a laser." We were completely confused. I looked up a lot of information about the treatment. I don't like the results of the surgeries they do in the US. They use expanders that increase the amount of skin, build up the skin for tissue grafting. With this methodology, Luna would have been doing surgeries for a whole 5 years. I didn't want that. This kind of surgery makes kids look like Frankenstein. We decided to have the nevus removed, and I called a doctor in New York who we had already seen. He had the least horrible results, although to be honest, all the results were bad. He said, "I'll only take Luna if she starts surgery this month. It will cost $400,000. We didn't have that kind of money, although there was help from charity, but we couldn't raise the whole amount in 1 month. Then we stopped looking and thought about what we were going to do. And this time, the Russian doctor Pavel Popov sent me a message on Luna's Instagram. He told me about his treatments and they were less aggressive. The first one was performed in October 2019, when Luna was 7 months old. She is now 2 years old and Dr. Popov is going to remove all the nevus on her face and body. She also has nevus spots on her body. Why are we being treated in Russia? You know what question I hear most often? Why Russia? Because 2 hours after the surgery, Luna is happy. The entire procedure to remove a nevus includes general anesthesia, skin expansion, and a delicate post-operative period. Of course, Luna will need aesthetic plastic surgery after her nevus removal. So what? Let's do it! I admit, at first I was intimidated by the aesthetics of the results, but Luna was in such good condition. The surgery was not aggressive at all, and a couple of hours after the procedure, she was already dancing, eating, talking, and playing. So I'm glad to be here in Russia, glad that I decided to have the surgery with a Russian doctor. The first and the second surgeries were done about a year ago, and now those areas look much better. I was encouraged and full of hope, waiting for the results, and Dr. Popov said, "Carol, you have to be patient. Things will get better every day." And he was right, things are getting better. I think Luna will need plastic surgery to look better, but right now we are concentrating on avoiding possible cancer. She already had 2 melanomas on her body, skin cancer, and no one in America saw it, but Dr. Popov did. So we made the right choice to be here. The procedures work for the future ahead of the curve. I'm Instagramming Luna because we really need help. When I came here last time for 2 months, I gave Dr. Popov about $60,000 that we had collected from all over the world. Everyone was helping us. But we still needed $60,000 to pay him for new surgeries. He said it wasn't a problem, we didn't have to give it away immediately. We could make payments monthly as donations came in. He was very kind. On Christmas Eve, while I was in America with my husband, the manager of the clinic called me and said that a Russian businessman from Moscow had contacted them and paid for Luna's surgeries. Now the surgeries, thank God, have been paid, and it was the best Christmas present ever.